Welcome back to Literally My Life, My Guide to Girlhood, the podcast where growing up is messy, glowing up is spiritual, and no one's got it figured out, but we're showing up anyway. I'm your host, Alexandra, Chicago Barbie, Boulder bound, soft but not to be played with, and this season we're healing in private, glowing in public, and becoming women we actually like. Let's get into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of Literally My Life, My Guide to Girlhood. I am so excited to be recording today's episode from my favorite location in the entire world, my bed. I basically decided to do today's episode in my bed because I was just tired of sitting in that hard chair and just doing that every week. It can get quite uncomfortable. So I thought we could do a little change of location. It's the middle of the summer. Why not, right? So today's episode, as you guys can tell by the title, is titled The Globe is Internal. The globe is internal. And I really just wanted to do this episode. You know, I always talk about how I do the episodes kind of based on my walk of life and what happened to me the previous week and stuff. So I wanted to do today's episode because I found myself having a very interesting summer and piecing myself and my life back together after this very interesting summer. And I just wanted to talk about my life and talk about glow ups and how I feel the best glow ups come from the inside and not the out. They come from your healing era, not you dyeing your hair honey blonde like I just did. But, you know, this is not a personal attack against me. Before we get into today's episode, though, you guys have to, it's mandatory at this point, you guys have to follow my TikTok and my Instagram. Both links are in my episode description below to see all things My Guide to Girlhood. So follow our Instagram, follow my main Instagram, and go follow our TikTok. Also subscribe to our newsletter because the second that this is dropping, our newsletter is dropping because I'm a mastermind. And our newsletter is just kind of a written extension of the podcast. I basically just write bi-weekly or just weekly sometimes about the topics of the podcast and give you guys little life updates and little just sneak peeks into my world. And without a further ado, let's get into it. I have my phone today because I have my freaking outline on here. You guys know this already. I also have my Ask Alex questions. I pre-read them this time. I never do that. I never pre-read the Ask Alex. I did this time because I don't really care. It's the middle of summer and I'm feeling like a rebel. This is just such a different Alex, okay? So, sometimes, I wrote this down. This was from a journal entry. Sometimes the most transformative thing a girl can do is stay in. Journal, let her hair breathe. You know, I didn't do that. Let her heart break and then rebuild it in peace. The glow up, it doesn't start in the gym or the hair salon. It starts in the quiet, in the boundaries, in the decisions to not text him back. Although I texted him back. But this is not a personal attack against me. Actually, it is. I did text him back, but that's okay. This is not about my life, although it's called Literally My Life. Okay. Our first segment today. Internal versus external, okay? We're going to be talking about what internal growth has looked like for me lately. I've written a few bullet points, okay? The first one being I've chosen silence several times over clapbacks. Although now that I'm done with high school, literally no one has came for my throat. Literally no one. And I love it. I absolutely love it here. Although I feel like I didn't, now that high school's over, maybe I was a little dramatic about it when it was happening. But I feel like people would come for my throat. You guys were there. You guys saw it. I'm not crazy. I feel like people would come for my throat sometimes. But I learned, throughout high school, I feel like we really covered that in season 2. And I learned, I'm sorry if you guys hear the airplane. I live right near the airport. And I also learned to just, sometimes no reaction is a reaction. That is an episode. Go back to season 2 and listen to it. No reaction is reaction. So I've chosen silence several times over clapbacks or getting angry because sometimes your silence is your weapon. Sometimes it's better to be quiet and say nothing than to overreact and explode and scream and cry and yell. Do those things, but do them to yourself. You don't have to, you know what I mean? There could have been several instances where I could have blown up on a particular person because I felt pretty all over the place. But I didn't do it because what is that going to get you? My therapist has taught me, well, I learned this last summer when I was, going through it. But I learned this skill. I can't remember if it's a cognitive behavioral skill or if it was a DBT or whatever it was, but it's called Wise Mind. And it's all about separating your logical feelings from your emotional feelings, right? And I've been learning to use my wise mind. I've been learning to use it, right? So I've been thinking, what is me blowing up on this person going to do? What is me blowing up on this person going to change? What is it going to solve? What is it going to fix? No, nothing. It's going to fix nothing. It's not going to solve or fix or change my life. The only thing that will do that is Jesus and Ayanla. But seriously, I've learned to just be quiet about things because nobody cares. It's sad to say that, but like, if somebody can hurt you, they know what they're doing. They know who you are. They know how much of a beautiful person you are. They know what they're doing. And they know you're a sensitive person. So they know you're probably going to sit there and be crying and be upset or whatever. But they still chose to hurt you. They still chose to do it. So don't give them your feelings because they know your feelings. They know you're an emotional person. And they chose to do it anyway. They chose to do it anyway. They don't care. So that's like the thing with me. It's like, you know what? You know who I am. You know how I am. And you chose to hurt me anyway, or you chose to go behind my back or do something malicious or whatever. Not that that's happened recently, but like, you know what I mean? So I'm going to be quiet about it. I'm going to be quiet. I'm not going to give you a reaction because maybe that's what you want out of me. Maybe you want to see me hurt. Maybe you want to see me upset. I don't know what you want to see, but you're not going to get it out of me. You're not going to get a reaction out of me. That's just not going to happen. My second bullet point was not spiraling, especially over this situation that I'm going through currently with my family, a person in my life who acts like Mr. Big, and just all of that craziness. I've not been spiraling. Actually, this is not true. I have been spiraling. I spiraled till 3 a.m. last night. But I'm working on it. I'm deciding to fix my sleep schedule because one thing that has motivated me, let me tell you, I was on my phone the other day, I was watching the TikTok, and I was watching these old TikToks of Erica Mena and Safari from Love and Hip Hop. Crazy, I know, right? I don't even watch Love and Hip Hop. I don't know why, like, it came up, but it came up, right? So I'm watching these TikToks, and freaking Erica Mena, who's, like, literally one of the prettiest girls, like, ever. Like, Erica Mena is so pretty. Somebody said, like, something about how Safari, like, kind of, like, drained the beauty out of her. Totally got me to stop spiraling. Erica Mena is the OG crash out. She will spiral. Erica Mena got an attitude for days. Erica Mena got personality for sure. But she's letting Safari, because, she married him and he dogged her, kind of drain the beauty out of her. Now she has these veneers and whatever. But I'm not shaming her. I'm not. She's a beautiful woman. Whatever. Like, I'm not being like, oh, she's ugly now or whatever. I'm not that type of person. I'm just saying that somebody said that she had the beauty drained out of her because of Safari. Now, I don't really agree with that. I think she's still a beautiful woman. But that really just inspired me. I was like, I'm not going to let this man make me ugly. Because he almost did. There was like a day or like 5 where I was not getting glam. I was not getting cute. I was not filming. I was like, my hair was like in a ponytail. My hair was like curly too, and it was like in a ponytail. I wasn't doing my makeup. I like was not getting my nails. I didn't go get my nails done. I was spiraling for a little second, y'all. I was like going through it, and I was like, I'm not gonna let them say what they said about Erica Mena about me. He's not going to drain the beauty out of me, no ma'am. My third bullet point, journaling, praying, talking to God like he's your bestie, because he is. God is the best girl dad ever. God is literally, like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to lie to you guys because I don't lie. Well, I do, but I'm not going to lie to you guys right now. I haven't been keeping in touch with the man upstairs as of lately, and it's been like a shame thing. Like, I've kind of like had a little shame spiral. But when I was talking to him, which was our last episode, so literally last week, it was great. God is like the best girl dad ever. Like, just like, hey, this is happening in my life. You're great. It'd be great if you could help me fix it, but if you could just listen to me, that'd be great. And it's the best relationship. God is the best thing like to ever happen to humanity, because whoa, would we be screwed without God. And another thing, walking away from what I thought I wanted. Sometimes what we think we want is just so wrong for us, and I've seen that several times in my life. There have been times where I've wanted to be in relationships with like a guy. There have been times where I've wanted to go to like a school. There have been times where I've wanted a friendship or just something that just like did not serve me, but I wanted it so bad. I wanted it so bad, and like God took it away from me. And I would be hurt. I would be upset. I'd be looking at God like, why would you take that away from me? Like, I wanted it so badly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just needed that to happen for me because it's what I wanted. It was like a goal of mine, and I really needed it. And then it won't happen. Something will happen. I won't get into the school, or me and the guy will break up, or me and the friend will fall out, or whatever. And I'll be so hurt. But then in hindsight, maybe a year, maybe 6 months, maybe even a couple of weeks later, I'll realize, you know what? That wasn't for me. God took that away from me. My friend said this to me yesterday. It's insane. My friend literally just said it to me. I'm getting deja vu. God took it away from me because he didn't want me to settle. He didn't want me to settle for something that I did not deserve, because I deserve so much more and so much better. So God took that away from me. Whoa. The realization, the chills that I feel right now, guys. Holy crap. The Holy Spirit is in this room. And I didn't even pray before this podcast. I didn't even pray today. And I feel the Holy Spirit. God is everywhere, and he's in everything we do. Here's another quote from my diary. Healing isn't linear. Sometimes it's journaling in candlelight, and sometimes it's crying in a porta potty at Caribbean Fest, which I did Saturday. And there's no shame in my game. All right. Segment 2, life lately. Okay. Oh my God, I love that, because like this is called like literally my life. My God, girl. Okay. Well, I have honey blonde hair for our video podcast watchers on Spotify and YouTube. Literally, you know what's so funny? I love doing the video podcast. Like, I love sitting here and talking to you guys. There's nothing more fun than doing this. But it's crazy because I don't watch video podcasts. I don't, guys. I don't. It's insane. I love Apple Podcasts. So I consume so many podcasts. Like, that's how I know what to talk to you guys and what's trendy and what like I get my inspiration from. I consume so many podcasts, but I listen to them like when I'm going to, like, you know, the gym, which I never go to, or when I'm going downtown, or when I'm going to work or whatever. I'll like listen to the podcast. It's absolutely insane. I love listening to audio podcasts. But anyway, this is my hair. I got honey blonde highlights added. I have hairspray in my hair, so that's why it's laying so flat. But this is my hair. It has definitely been serving lately. I love this new hair color. Was it inspired by my situationship? No, I've actually wanted this hair forever. I wanted to say yes to be relatable, but no, I've wanted this hair forever. On Saturday, I went to Caribbean Fest with my, sorry for hitting the mic. I went to Caribbean Fest with my friend Jada. She invited me. I was like, okay, Jada, I don't know, whatever. Because, like, going out, I just, like, have been, like, a really big homebody this summer. I am, like, every summer. I think I had an episode about that last year, the, like, summer blues episode. So I was like, I don't know about that. I'm, like, kind of, like, to myself. But I went and I had so much fun. I had so much fun. We got, you know, a shiny use of, like, our press passes. I got to meet Rupert Clark. I got to be, like, this close to the Elephant Man. I was like, okay, man, like, I'm on. Like, I was loving it. I was literally loving Caribbean Fest. We had so much fun. I'm going to go to all of the festivals from now on for every ethnicity. The situationship, it's still happening. But I, like, don't want to get into detail about it, though, because I'm, like, that's like the one thing I know, like, that's like the one thing I don't want to talk about, because last week I like briefly talked about it a little bit, and I had people, like, you know, my friends that listen and stuff, like, hey, like, what the hell is going on or whatever, and I was like, okay, I'll tell you secretly. I cannot tell it. I cannot talk about it in detail because I'm like so terrified that he listens to me. Better news, literally my life, the live event is coming soon. I wanted to do a live event here in Chicago because, as you guys know, the Barbie is moving to Boulder. So I wanted to do a live event in Chicago, you know, as a Chicago Barbie, and just, you know, I don't know. I feel like so Chicago made. Like, I was like, there's no way I can just leave. I have so many Chicago listeners. There's no way I can just, like, leave you guys and not do an event. So I'm doing an event with you guys coming soon before the summer's over. I'm so excited. So we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be the Met Gala for emotionally intelligent women. A song I'm really liking right now, I also want to tell you guys, is Summer Games by Drake. I really like that song. Please listen to it. I've also been liking Feather. It's like, no, wait, that's Taste. I like Taste. Okay, segment 3, the soft rebrand, okay? I'm slowly but surely evolving. I was never a good girl, like Drake said, but I'm a better woman now. Evolving. I'm softly but surely evolving. That's so beautiful. I'm not weak. You know, it's just, you know, it's powerful, I think, to pause and take mental health breaks. I think I definitely took like a mental health break. Sorry, I was thinking about that whole situation. I think I definitely took a mental health break in the last couple of weeks. You know, I kind of slowed down on the content. I slowed down on all the interviews and stuff, but that's not a good thing. Like, I want to stay on my grind. So I'm back doing the podcast. I'm back posting every day. I'm back with the makeup tutorials. I'm back with the interviews. Like, right after this, I have the Sonny Parker tournament. Like, the Barbie's back in action. Barbie's back, and she's better than ever. Period. But I think it's also good to like take pauses and stuff. Like even when we had our break from season 2 to season 3, it felt good to take a pause and be able to reclaim my narrative and not have to sit on a mic every week talking about things that I wasn't passionate about. That's why I really needed the break. So there's really strength and weakness. Blah blah blah. Soft is me, okay? Working on my podcast, my platform, my purpose, not letting anything or anyone get in the way of that, because this glow up is internal. I figured the way to, and this is kind of like the point of the episode, because I don't want to, how long have we been doing this? 18 minutes. I don't want to make this too long, especially because I have to edit this, put this out, because I recorded it today. Sue me. And I have stuff to do after this, but this is kind of the point of the episode. If you take nothing away, take this away. You can go get a balayage. You can go get matcha. You can post pictures of you at dinner. You can go get your nails done. You can do everything I did, right? Because you're like, this globe's going to be external. I'm going to feel so much better because I got my hair done and I'm trying a new makeup routine. Because these are both things that I did. But that's not what's going to help you feel better. What's going to help you feel better is processing your emotions and dealing with them and not distracting yourself. And let me turn my ringer off. I'm so sorry, guys. It's so rude. You guys have my undivided attention. Processing your emotions and dealing with them. That's where the glow up happens. I've been journaling. I have been crying. I have been praying. I have been spiraling. I've been happy, free, confused, and lonely at the same time. And that's the best part of it. Like if I was just pretending every day that I was happy and just like masking my sadness, I feel like that is so unhealthy. I did that for years. Like I used to do that. Completely unhealthy. Almost like put me in my deathbed. Not even kidding. That's not even a joke. So I've learned to just get out of that rut and feel better about things. And the best way to do that is to feel bad about them. So your best glow up is not going to come from getting a balayage or getting highlights or getting your nails done or trying a new makeup routine. No, ma'am. Your glow up is going to come from you actually sitting down and dealing with the hurt. The song that's really good about this is called Cranes in the Sky by Salons. I've been getting into Salons lately. Cranes in the Sky is like this one big metaphor basically about how like you can't run away from your pain. You can't smoke it away. You can't sleep it away. You can't do any of that stuff. You have to deal with it at one point. And that's what I've been learning to do. I'm dealing with it. I'm working, but I'm also working through it. I have to deal with it at one point. All right, our next bullet point, I'm moving to Boulder. Barbie is moving to Boulder. As we talked about in last week's episode, I am attending the University of Colorado Boulder. Yep, that's right. This Barbie is moving to Boulder, and I could not be more excited about it. I have so many goals. There's going to be so much Boulder content. I mean, wait till our first football game, guys. The vlog is going to go insane. I cannot wait. Going to a school that's so rich in sports and academics as an academic and sports girly, guys. College influencer Barbie is going to be such an event, and maybe there'll be a live podcast event in Boulder. Maybe I might bring the podcast to Denver. I might even bring the podcast to Colorado Springs. Who knows? Okay, let me leave you guys alone. Okay, here are my mantras. These are not from the newsletter. I have a couple of that, like really good ones from the newsletter. So hit that link in the description to listen to our to read our newsletter. Soft, but not to be played with. You can't lose what you've outgrown. And I'm not healing for him. I'm healing for me. So without further ado, let's get into our next segment. My favorite one of all time, my Ask Alex, okay? Let's just get straight into it. Our Ask Alex link is in the episode description below. If you want to submit your questions for a chance to be featured in an episode of Literally My Life, My Guide to Girlhood, submit your questions to the Ask Alex link, completely anonymous, and I love answering them. Okay, let's get to it. First, Alex, I just cut off a guy I thought was my soulmate. Why do I feel more relief than heartbreak? Well, because he was probably a burden in your life. Like when you free a burden, when you let go of something on your subconscious, or you have like a guilty conscience or something, when you let go of it, you feel good. You feel fine. You feel better. If you feel more of a relief though than a heartbreak about cutting a guy off, he was never meant to be in your life. Leave that man alone for good. Don't forget this feeling of relief because he'll try to spin the block. All men do. Just, remember, he's not the one for you. Second one, how do I tell if I'm glowing up or just disassociates? That was personal. How do you know if you're glowing up or if you're dissociating? If even when you've tried to numb your pain using traditional coping mechanisms like porn, alcohol, weed, working through it, sleeping through it, whatever, you still feel it, you're dissociating. But if you start to cry about it, or you still feel like a little sense of relief here and there, or you wake up one morning and wow, that's not the first thing I thought about, you're healing. You'll see it. Hi Mila, I'm filming my podcast. You want to say hi to it? Best hairstylist in their at. Barbie moves to Boulder. Okay, bye, Mila. I'll call you. Look at her just exposing me like that. Good Lord. Anyway, let's get back to your questions. Thanks, Mila, for joining in. Hey, Alex, why do I only want to glow up after getting heartbroken? Mama girl. Pain is like, I don't know how to explain it. You know, it's not a bad thing though. Because pain is like a, what's the word for it? Pain is like a plot device. Pain is like a motivator. Like it gets you there. You're like, you know what? I'm in pain. I'm hurt. You know, somebody screwed me over, whatever. I'm going to get over it. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to be fine because there's no way this person that just caused me misery is going to see me ugly and upset. Like, you know what my mantra is? Let me give you a better one. Jennifer Lopez probably had the worst year of her life last year. Her documentary flopped, her album flopped, her tour got canceled, and her husband left her. But did we ever see that woman sad, depressed, or angry? No. We always saw that woman body tea, makeup done, body banging, hair banging, everything banging. God, I love myself. Be like Jennifer Lopez. You may feel depressed, but was she ever ugly and depressed? No, ma'am. Period. That's the mantra. Hey Alex, how do I stop checking his page? Not the person to ask about this, so we're gonna skip because I check his page frequently actually. Romanticize your own life though. Get your own life, get your own things to do. The more time you have on your hands, the worse. Like literally get some business. Find something to do. So leave that man alone. When I go over, let's say, stand up, stop crying about him, go outside and stop spying about him. Like leave him alone. Actually, leave that man alone. Okay. Alex, is it petty if I post my glow up in his city? No, it's not petting. It's not petty. It's marketing. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, I've done that multiple times. You know how many times? Actually, I only did it once. But last summer, do you guys remember when I went to Atlanta and I just looked hot? Yeah. You remember that? Remember my Atlanta summer last year? Who lives in Atlanta? Come on now. It was petty. But it wasn't petty. It was marketing. But I was Atlanta Barbie for a weekend. And what about it? Okay, last question. Hey Alex, I'm healing, I'm journaling, I'm doing everything right. And she put right like this. Why does it hurt? Why does it still hurt? Because you're a human. Healing isn't like what we see on social media. Like it's not like journaling and candles and like I'm cured. I'm better now because I journaled and I lit a candle and I took a bubble bath. That's not how it works. Healing is not a linear process, so do not be like hard on yourself at all. Healing is just it's different. It's up, it's down, it's around, it's all around town. Like, I don't know how to explain that. It's gonna hurt, you know, no matter how many times you cry or journal, you're still human. It's gonna hurt. I've cried. I cry every day. I journal about it every day. I still hurt about it. You know what I mean? Because I'm a human and I had feelings and I had an attachment. And it's hard to release those things because I'm a human at the end of the day. I'm not a podcast. I'm not a Barbie. I'm not any of those things that I, can be. I'm a human at the end of the day. And that's what happens to humans. So have a little grace with yourself. Continue to cry. Continue to journal. Continue to do everything right because you're a human at the end of the day. It's not like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 process. It's like a 1, 3, 7, 9. It's one of those kind of things. You'll be okay. You got this, babe. You got this. I believe in you. Okay, let's close this one out with another journal moment. The internal glow up is the one no one claps for, but it's the one that lasts. The one that gives you peace when the texts are dry. The one that lets you walk away from what hurt without needing closure. The one that reminds you you were always the plot twist. That was my Barbie Brad. Actually, no. I want to show you guys a quote that I got from Carrie Bradshaw. I was thinking, I love Sex and the City. I love Sex and the City. I've been watching it. I'm on season 3. I'm absolutely obsessed. I'm like, I can't look away from my TV screen. I'm upset that I can't watch Sex and the City while doing this podcast. I love Sex and the City. My Barbie Bradshaw moment was like, if getting my heart broken was a sport, am I just playing to lose? I was like, I love it. I couldn't, let me say it like she would. I couldn't help but wonder, if getting my heart broken was a sport, am I just playing to lose? Meanwhile, across town, come on. That's my Barbie Bradshaw moment. But okay, let's close this out. Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode. Remember that your glow up is internal. The glow up is internal. Cry, get it out, journal, do all that stuff because that's what comes before working out. That's what comes before getting your nails done and getting a balayage and doing all that crazy stuff, okay? Well, not crazy. It's needed. An external glow up is needed too. You look good when you feel good. You know what I mean? They're very synonymous. I'm so happy to be back and doing these podcasts. It feels so good to be back in business. And I have to go because my situationship texted. Love you guys and I'll see you guys next Monday. Mwah. Thanks for tuning in for yet another episode of Literally My Life, My Guide to Godhood. Bye. All right. Alright, guys, that's it for this week's episode of Literally My Life, My Guide to Girlhood. If today's chaos, clarity, or confessions hit home, don't keep it to yourself. Rate the show, send it to your favorite group chat, and follow for more real girl talk. New episodes every Monday. And remember, the glow up is internal and the soft life is earned. I'll see you next time. Barbie out.